What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing one of the most recent legend challenges, Vince WILFORK. Obviously, these are all Madden challenges. A lot of people are telling me, you're leaving comments like, all Madden is tough. Listen, bro, we all know that, but it's the computer, bro. Like, at the end of the day, if you're having issues with it, just run inside zone, bro. Like, run inside zone, run 4 verticals. It's going to work. Pretty much what I suggested, like, the new rookie type players that really just don't understand the logic behind Madden 16, just run inside zone. It doesn't really matter which one it is as long as it's shotgun. Which one would I recommend? A lot of guys asked. Probably the trips. You like the trips tight end, either the offset or whatever. Like the trips inside zone. Pretty much everybody just aligns right directly to their guy and sticks to them like glue. And pretty much you're gonna get, you're gonna get what's coming to you. Somebody's gonna run it for 6 on you. So either way, this is Super Bowl week. So we're gonna talk about the Super Bowls and a lot of other things like that in my videos for the week leading up to the Panthers playing the Denver Broncos. But Vince WILFORK, man, I really want to say this. Like, he did slim down a lot. Like, bro, okay, look, it's all Madden, guys. It doesn't really matter, bro. The computer's the computer, man. Yo, you guys should be able to do this with no problem at all. So just make sure you guys get focused, man, and run inside zone. But, just thinking about Vince WILFORK, like right now, like I said, he's a slimmed down version with the Texans. Obviously, we know they got blown out in their playoff loss. The playoff loss in which, J.J. Watt had a broken penis and he was still trying to come out to the field. And like, bro, he just really, that really made me upset during that playoff game. That he had a 1-yard loss and then got a card in MUT. A lot of things happened during that game that really made me upset. Yeah, good dot. But he was injured. He had a major groin injury, aka his penis was torn, and he just kept on trying to come back out there. And you know what it is? I just don't. When you're hurt and the game is already over, like you're getting blown out. And I know a lot of people are like, "Yeah, bro, he's showing effort and stuff like that." That can appear negatively on your teammates. You know what I'm saying? I've been part of teams where, when the game is over and everybody knows the game is over, which is why a lot of coaches just put out, bums to finish the game off. Nobody really wants to see you out there anymore because nobody else wants to be out there. Like you taking the L, it's over. You can move on from it. He was still trying to like run back out from the locker room down 20. Like, bro, it's in the 4th, bro. Dudes are bums. You know what I'm saying, bro? A lot of things was going on that it just really made me upset overall with what he was doing. But I just wanted to say that because I brought up that Vince WILFORK, signed with the Houston Texans or whatever. They had a pretty decent thing. If Jadeveon Clowney ever wakes up and thinks he can play some football, they could have had a very dangerous defensive line. J.J. Watt, Clowney, and Vince WILFORK there. But just looking at this legend Vince WILFORK from the Patriots, this was a really, really big, wide, huge, a huge taco-eating, Burger King, McDonald's, syrup on a stick eating, like this dude was big. And he wasn't just big and like those big guys that are just big and fat. This guy had agility like a goddamn feline, bro. Like I don't care what kind of team you watch. I don't care who your team is. I meant to say, you guys gotta understand and respect what Vince WILFORK was at D tackle. And I like to just, for specific legends that they give out, like some legends, he ain't just be giving out legends like whatever. Like the Water Boy, Adam Sandler's gonna have a legend soon with the way that they're doing it. But this legend is deserved. This is a Super Bowl champion and a man that played D tackle probably at his size better than I've ever seen it played. It's better than I've ever seen it played. And I'm just being outright frank with you, bro. Like, listen, this man right here, though, like I used to watch him and be like, yo, this fat mother effer, he ain't getting off the block and making that dive for that running back. And he would get off the block and make the hit on the running back. Like, I'm like, yo, this guy's mad massive, bro. What the hell kind of catch is that? Yo, I'm done. I don't even know what he's doing. I'm just telling you this right now. I just love that I have him on my team. When I play against him, my butt cheeks cringe. But Vincent Jackson is a monster, dog. Herman Moore is also a monster. I can't believe I actually shot his kneecaps off and released him at one point. But that's neither here nor there. Just getting back to Vince WILFORK. Watching him, it was fascinating, man. It was very because it's a very difficult thing. Like if you guys are into wrestling, like real wrestling, like collegiate wrestling, real wrestling, not the other stuff that people watch. When it gets to heavyweights, it's always the heavyweights with agility. You know what I'm saying? And wrestling, real wrestling being my sport, it's fascinating for me to see such a huge mammoth of a man like run around and chase down all these fast players because it's not supposed to happen. Like his heart's supposed to stop. This guy was so wide, he would line up and take on the center and a little bit of the right guard and left guard. Like, he was that fat. But he didn't move like that, bro. And, you know, right now his card is going for like $75 trillion in MUT coins. But, you know, he's the guy that if the stats proved right, if this game was the type of game that made the stats prove right, he would probably be the best D tackle in the game. But this game is just doing whatever. Like, everybody's gonna block shit or whatever. We all know that. Like, you could put a 45 overall D tackle there. It's gonna do the same thing that, you know, a 90 something overall does. So it's not really that, you know, it might take a little bit more time, but it's gonna do the same exact thing. But you know, Vince WILFORK, in my opinion, deserved a legend card. Despite what happened with him, you know, with the Texans and, you know, all the stuff that happened with the blowout, whatever. Look, he was one of my favorite defensive players to watch. And I'm still fascinated now talking about you guys, because it's just like yesterday that the Patriots were just like beating the hell out of everybody and nobody wanted a part of them. And then we know that Spygate, all kinds of gates with the gate came about, and it just turned into a thing where a lot of the accolades that the Patriots did, it was kind of like shunned. Like, it's still, you know, people made it seem like it's still easy to win games in the NFL. Like, regardless, and I know, you know what it is, because my family members, a lot of my family members are New York Giant fans, right? And I'm not a fan of any sport in the NFL because I just don't have time for that. You know, it's just so many other things to do. Like, I'll go to any game and I'll just have fun in the stands, bro. Like, I don't give a F who wins. I just love me some football. So that's me. But I have diehard family members with the, like, you know, Giant fans, you know, obviously, or, you know, some of them are Jet fans, obviously being from New York. But the biggest thing about the debates when people talk about the Patriots is the fact that the Giants beat them twice. Now, the Giants deserve a lot of credit, but I'm gonna be honest about it. Somebody sold their soul to the devil for those 2 wins. I don't know who it is, but something is going to happen to some of those players that are going to change. Like, you're going to see what I'm talking about. There is no way possible that either of those games were supposed to be won by the New York Giants. And I'm not hating on the Giants. Eli Manning got his rings. It's finalized. It's in the books. It is what it is. I'm not taking nothing from the Giants, but somebody sold their soul. Similar to what the Jets did with Joe Namath. They haven't won a Super Bowl since. Joe Namath, somebody sold their soul for that comeback win. I really believe that, because when things are done in a certain fashion to where it's like, you know what, there is no chance, and it comes out in these type of formats, like the way the Jets won that, whatever Super Bowl that was, and the way that the Patriots lost when they had Randy Moss and they lost another year after, you know, before that, whatever. Something's wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the Patriots had very, very high voltage offenses and a defensive mastermind in Bill Belichick. There is no way possible that somebody could tell me that prior to the game, you foreseen the Patriots losing those games. Somebody went and cut a chicken's head off and did some kind of ritual. Somebody did something. And I stand by that, bro, because David Tyree caught the ball with his teeth. Okay? The defensive line of the Giants, when they beat that team that had Randy Moss on it, that was just all the defensive line, and Eli just managing the game and allowing them to get away with the victory. But that defensive line, that whole defensive line was just, you know, what was it, Human Yura, Tuck? They had some other boys on there. I don't remember all of them, bro. Let me tell you something. That was one of the most vicious defensive lines I've ever seen. They were just all over Tom Brady. So maybe that one more than the other, but I still, even with what the Patriots were, I still can't believe that they lost those 2 Super Bowls. Somebody did something. Somebody, you know, took one of their balls out and made a deal with the devil. Something happened, but we have yet to see. We'll see what happens. But here goes the Vince WILFORK collectible. I don't know if I want to pursue him. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Should we pursue this guy or nah? You know what I'm saying? Do you guys have him? How does he play? Let me know. Until next time, one love.